Hey, I'm Austin for the Squared Circle Shoot, and I ain't gonna lie, I already recorded this video, but I'm recording it again because I had no audio. This is epic. I'm gonna start off by talking about WWE. I'm gonna go over all the matches, I'm gonna go over what I thought and what I think could have been improved. Start off with Miz opening up, and he's obviously gonna take out Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch. He started off by gathering some heat, some insane heat, by talking down to Becky Lynch and then Trish Stratus and Lita saying, like, are you sure that this is what you want to come back for? Yada yada. Then Damage Control come out. Then they face off a little bit, and Becky Lynch said some no words that didn't get caught in the bleep. Did not get caught in the bleep. Then went straight into the Becky Lynch Io Sky match. It wasn't a squash match, which I thought was going to happen. I genuinely thought that Becky Lynch was just going to step in there and throw her around and call it dead. The crowd was really hyped, but it ended the way everybody expected. It ended with Becky Lynch winning. No surprise there. And then it played a big package for Asuka, which was hype. It goes over how she went undefeated for so long and how she's on a roll right now. And that was all good and dandy until it went to a segment with Seth Rollins and Mustafa Ali, where Seth Rollins was being presented as a joke, and then Mustafa Ali was doing some positive Ali bit, and that could drive anyone to drink. And then Mustafa Ali was buried in the promo, and then he had his head buried into the mat. It was crazy. I'm telling you, Seth Rollins stuck this guy's head in the floor like he was an emu or ostrich. I don't remember which one does it. It's one of them. Good but short match, followed by a decent promo where he says Logan Paul's a joke, but if he doesn't win at WrestleMania, then he is a joke. Seth Rollins is a joke. And that puts a big weight on the shoulders of this WrestleMania match. I don't know if that's something that he should have did, because, he's been knocked out twice. Who knows what's going to happen? I personally think that he might be a joke by the end of it. Then it went into the Brock Lesnar Omos weigh-in. MVP looks like a toddler next to Omos when he's walking 10 feet behind him. MVP mentioned the streak that Brock Lesnar broke. Showed a lot of hype towards Brock Lesnar, actually, which I believe might have been needed because of how Omos started throwing him around the week before. Then Brock Lesnar comes out. He doesn't even go for the weigh-in. He just jumps at Omos. He gets thrown again. He stumbles, tries to grab the scale and try to throw that at Omos, but he fumbles that, falls out of the ring. Omos grabs it, ready to kill him. Nothing happens. The crowd was hype. The crowd was very hype. The crowd was chanting Suplex City. But MVP mentioned in the promo that Brock Lesnar just can't suplex him. He can't F5 him. And that's where the WrestleMania 3 moment that I mentioned in my last video comes into play. That goes into the Charlotte Flair package, where they talk about how she was a 14-time champ, which goes into a Rhea Ripley interview where she sounds, not, for lack of a better word, whiny. She sounds not confident. She just doesn't sound aggressive. I don't know what it is. For me personally, I didn't think that it was a very forward aggressive promo. I don't know. But something I'm surprised a lot of people don't mention is when they mention a champion that's been that many times a champion, is the fact that they had to lose 14 times. Just saying. Then there was a Finn Balor promo where he talks about how he's a caged demon and that Edge has to summon a demon, I found that one interesting, how he has to summon a demon, because there is rumors that the Brood might be coming to WrestleMania. Ooh, are they going to get Christian? Are they going to go to Forbidden Door, Forbidden Door, Forbidden Door, Forbidden Door? Ooh. After that, they went into the Street Profits and Ricochet and Braun Strowman versus the Alpha Academy and the Viking Raiders. Now that match was probably the best match of the night. I ain't even gonna lie. It started with the good technical wrestling from Chad Gable between both the members of the Street Profits, and a great save by Chad Gable. There was one part where one of the Street Profits go to jump over Chad Gable, and he fumbles a little bit, and Chad Gable catches him by the foot, and he turns it into an ankle lock. I don't know if that was the planned part, but it looked like a fumble into a good save. And then, as Big E would like to say, it turned into a bunch of big men mashing meat. Otis absolutely pops off. He knocks one guy over. He throws the other guy out of the ring. It's insane. There's a bunch of fast-paced plays with a very few mistakes. It was a very clean segment. And then it goes straight into Braun Strowman throwing one of the Vikings. He picks him up like he's nothing and puts him on the ground like it was nothing. It was one of the best shows of just pure strength where this guy just picks up. He's a big guy. The Vikings are big guys. He just picks them up and throws them onto the floor. Street Profits. Then pin for the win. And I don't know if you watched my last video, but that's what I said would happen at WrestleMania. I don't know. After that match, great match, goes straight into the Cody Rhodes interview where he builds Solo up saying he's undefeated. He's got it all. He's never lost, yada yada. But he's also never lost, and then he tears him down. Like, you're not ready. I'm also undefeated. Yeah, blah blah blah. Cody Rhodes has done continuous strong promos. He has not missed, and I think that's something that they need. After that interview, it goes into a Austin Theory promo where he's alone in the stadium in the ring, and he's just talking about how he's not John Cena, how he's not doing it for this, he's not doing it for that, he's not doing it for the crowd. It's a above average heel promo where he's talking about how he's so selfish and he doesn't care. And honestly, I didn't think I was gonna like him very much from what I remember years ago where he was McMahon's lackey, but he's definitely got something going on in this heel character. From there, it goes to a segment where Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green are talking to the general manager, I guess, and then they're put into a match versus Michin and Candice LeRae. I don't know any of these people. I'm gonna be real. I haven't watched in years, and I don't know any of these people. The match was overall uneventful. There was a couple good spots where some moves were flashy, but it ended quickly and goes straight into a Paul Heyman promo where he sells it pretty good. He goes EA at the start. Is kind of interesting. I had to take notes on that one, but for the most part, he's just saying stuff we've already heard. And I'm gonna read this next segment out exactly how I have it wrote. Damian Priest and his Make-A-Wish invite Dominic versus Ray, and then I talk about what happens where I say, Dominic Wah Wah, Spanish Wah Wah, Eddie Wah Wah, Eddie Guerrero. Because Dominic mentions how I wish Eddie Guerrero was my real dad. And like, what? And then the match comes in and Ray is absolutely still good. He's still moving around like it's 20 years ago, honestly. Damian Priest, I've seen some of his matches. He's wild in the ring. He hits Ray with a clothesline that turns him inside out. The casters say JBL would have liked that one, and Ray was out, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Ray comes back, it's a good match, and then it has a cringe ending with Dominic pushing him off the top rope. And then it comes to average after-match beatdown when it's 2 versus 1. But he gets saved by, I forget the name of the group, but it's Luchador Likers. And Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have a promo where they're just being hyped. They're like, oh, we're got our first big cut in LA. Blah, 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 blah. It's just showing off the faces, Then Gunther with his buddies Guten and Tag come out, and he faces against Dolph Ziggler. Starts off as a common squash match, then the commercial break hits, and it comes back to Ziggler hitting some moves, going pretty crazy. And then we get some classic Dolph Ziggler sells where dude looks like he dies. I don't know how Ziggler still exists when he's constantly selling, doing flips inside out, landing on his neck and dying, bro. It's crazy. It was a good match, but it finished pretty quick. That then went into the main event with Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. Now this match, I feel like if it didn't lead into WrestleMania, that match could have went even better. But it starts off, I swear to God, Solo just, if you haven't watched this, Solo tosses Cody Rhodes right at the start of the match. He picks him up, goes for a Samoan slam or whatever it is. He throws him up into the air. Bro's in the air, not even touching Solo as he goes down. Hits the ground. It's early in the match. He's got to sell it. And then they go outside, and Cody throws him into the stairs. And since Solo doesn't wear shoes or boots or anything, it looked like it genuinely hurt him. He was wearing a knee brace though, so I think that might have took a lot of the brunt. But it did look like he hurt himself. One thing I didn't think was worth it, Cody takes a dive. He tries to dive between the rope, and there's people who are infinitely talented, infinitely skilled, who have done that, caught on their knees or caught on their feet and ended up on their head, and were out of work for a while. I don't know if it was worth it, considering that Solo just kind of caught him and threw him onto the announcing table twice. I mean, it had a good show. I don't know if the risk was worth the reward, but it happened. After that, though, there was some huge energy from Rhodes. He had ultimate crowd control. And then obviously what would it be if not the Usos were to roll up? I mean, they gotta just come out and help their boy, right? I didn't like that, because even 10 years ago, or 12 years ago, however long ago it was, with the Nexus and with the Shield, I hated the storylines where 8 people would come in and beat up one guy. Obviously, the one guy's going to lose, believe it or not. One guy, regardless, there's 3 guys, most of the time, you take the L there. But, as we seen earlier, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were there, and they pull up, and they take him out, and they toss him around, they take him out of the building. And while that's all happening, and Solo Sikoa is a little bit confused, you know, Cody gets Simone spiked, except he dodges it, and then, crossroads, he wins. That's the end of the thing. That was pretty cool. Honestly, overall, good card. Good promos. They weren't too over-ending. Good packages, and then good matches in general. The only thing that could have been improved is some of the matches could have been longer. And saying that, I don't think that's a bad thing. Honestly, if Damian Priest and Rey Mysterio's match had a clean ending, could have been better. But the rest of it was a good card. And now on to other things outside of just the show. But it's been confirmed that WWE have confirmed that there will be a new belt, or they've confirmed a design for a new belt. And as I said in my last video, they want to get rid of the Universal title, so what will this be? Will it be a merge? Will it be a Cody-specific belt? Will it be blah, blah, blah? And Stacy Keibler's in the Hall of Fame. Now, I don't know if I'm allowed to say what I think about that. Well, I'm gonna say it might have something to do with the events of the last couple of years. But that's about all I have to say. That's about all my ideas. That's about all my thoughts. That's all my whatever. I've been awake for far, far too long. I've drank a bottle of wine, and I'm Squared Circle Shoot, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.